Hey, so I haven't done this in a while, and I felt, well, I'm not going to be able to do a really good review like I've been really wanting to, so I'm going to try to do a little quickie one. First thing, well, first thing. So, this review is about the film Lion. And damn, this is a good film. And when I say good, I mean it's just that. It's really good. Nothing's really particularly bad. Are there bad things in it? Like, with a lot of things? Yeah. But from any frame in this, it's really, really good. From the child acting, which blew my mind at how well it was done. Because it's like, you see a kid and you're like, oh yeah, he's just a kid. He's not really like an actor. There's this kid in this can act the pants off of some people. And Dev Patel does great. He is obviously the more adult version of the child actor. And he was fantastic. And Nicole Kidman, she did okay. She did okay. Like, the main star is Dev Patel and the younger version of him. And they do really well. For the rest of the cast, they do fine. That's what I said. It's a good film, not a over the moon film. It's good. Like, it's a really good film. And yeah, no one phones it in, but it's like, oh, it's a good Rooney Mara performance. She's also in it, and it's a good Nicole Kidman performance. But it's not like the best. Dev Patel and the younger actor make this movie what it is. A really emotional, personal journey for this guy, which I don't really want to say what it's about, due to like the journey that you really get with it. But I'll just say it's about a boy that gets broken away from his family in his journey on trying to get back. I won't go too in depth from that small point because it is such, like, not heartwarming, but like a gut-wrenching thing to think about losing everything you do, even in a Google search kind of moment. In the film, he looks up on Google Maps, and in that scene, it hit me how good the film is, because it's not just like a search like how like in Spider-Man and other films that I just do a Google search and stuff for modern films. It really felt emotional for a Google search. Another important detail that I feel like probably wasn't spoken a lot about was the composition of the film. It just felt right. Like, the composition and things were so simple, and yet the simplicity of it made the film so good. But now to the negatives. As I've already said, no one really does like their next big performance. It's kind of like they just do really well done performances other than the main two stars. Also, there's these scenes involving like flashbacks and like almost PTSD-ish to Dev Patel's character. They were really well done in certain parts, but by certain moments you couldn't really tell where you were in a timeline way. It's like, is he here now? Is he not here? It gets a little jumbly at moments, which it could have been just a bad direction on the part of like trying to show it. Like it's really admirable to show something like that for a person that loses something like this, but it's very jarring, especially when you try to think you're at one moment at time, and then the next you're like, oh, we're here now? I thought we were here, but now we're at B instead of C, but you brought me back to Z? It's kind of frustrating, but it doesn't bring down the film. It's just a really irritating thing that came up while I was watching the film. And honestly, there's a lot of time jumps within this, which makes sense since it is a biopic and it's based off of a book and things like that. But it's always so weird when you like get connected to like a certain way how a character is, and then all of a sudden you jump like 4 years or you jump 20 years and you get invested into like the story that is happening during that time, and then it's like, oh, we're already done with that time. It's just like a personal buggy thing that within me. I'm not going to put a hole in that movie too much, but it's like, oh, now we're going to jump 20 years. I was like, I want to get more personal with like the growth and things. That's not the point of the film. The point of this film is the journey. And I have to honestly be admirable in saying that it is a really good journey. The themes of like family and like who you really trying to say who is the family unit is really interesting. And the ideas throughout Indian culture is actually fascinating, what they really try to push within this film, because it's not just like, oh, he's this and then goes on this big journey. It talks about very visually the issues that are happening within India, which I didn't really know too much about Indian culture, but it seems fairly saddening what is occurring with like children being lost and stuff. And I would recommend this. And if those little small elements would ruin the film for you, I wouldn't really know how to tell you to get over it, really. But it's like, yeah, I get that. But this journey with the boy going through all these things is really worth it. It can get slow though. That's another thing. Like, you don't really know where you're feeling the film is going, but once you really get a touch with it, it's really an amazing. Oof, it's good. Well, thank you for staying for this little quickie. I've missed doing these, and I'll try to do a lot more. And hopefully films that are more recently coming out.